My name is Paul. In the next few minutes, I'm going to explain to you exactly how to get the job of your dreams. A job that when you get up in the morning, you can't wait to get to work, and when the end of the day comes, you forget that it's time to go home. Yeah, I know you probably think, that's crazy. There is no such job. But that's not true. There are jobs like that all over the place, and the job depends on you. So I'm going to give you a 3-step process, 3 steps that will allow you to get the job of your dreams. But before I do that, let me explain why I'm doing this. When I was 45, I was unemployed. I was looking for work and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I read a book called What Color is Your Parachute? And after reading that book, I formulated a plan, implemented the plan, and ended up getting so many job offers I didn't know what to do with them. It's not magic. It's easy to do. It just takes discipline and work. And that's all that's required for you to be successful. The reason I'm doing this now, because Oliver Anthony inspired me to give this knowledge away. At one time, I thought I would create a video or a PDF or something like that and sell it and make some money on this idea. But I've decided, based on what Oliver talks about in his song, Rich Men North of Richmond, it's time for me to give to others and to give them a gift that will last them a lifetime. So that's why I'm doing this video. Now let me tell you about the results that I got when I was 45. Remember, I was unemployed. I called auto parts stores and auto dealerships and got so many job offers I didn't know what to do with them. But I didn't take them because I had told myself, you need to implement this plan and do it the way you planned and not veer from it. So that's what you need to do. When I give you this plan, do not vary from what I show you, and especially with the script. Do not change the script. Do not alter the script. Use it exactly as I show you because it works like magic. What kind of magic? Well, let me tell you one story. I called an auto parts store human resources department and spoke to the human resources manager. Now, you and I both know human resources is the last place you want to go when you're looking for a job because their job seems to be to screen people out rather than hire them. But I called the human resources manager, and when I was on that call with her, she asked me to come in for an interview. I told her, no, I can't do that because I'm not ready to accept a position. She called me the next day and asked me to come in. She called me the following day and asked me to come in. This is the human resources manager calling me, asking me to come in for an interview. Finally, on the 3rd day, I said, all right, I'll come in, but I can't make any promises. When I got there, she had my 1st, 2nd, and 3rd interviews set up, my drug test, and all the other screening that needed to be done so they could hire me on the spot. When I told her I was willing to start at the bottom and work my way up, she said, oh no, you're starting as a manager because that's the kind of person you are. That was the results I got. Now, is that because I'm special? No. No, I'm no more special than you are. You are a unique individual and you have talents that no one else has. And if you put those talents into the right job, if you find a job that you love to do, you will make enough money to be comfortable and take care of your family and never have to worry about paying your bills again. Don't believe me? Well, watch this. It's a 3-step process. It's easy, but it takes work, and it takes discipline, especially if you're unemployed. Step 1, get out an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Draw a horizontal line across the top about 2 inches below the top of the paper. Draw a vertical line down the center of the paper. On the left-hand side at the top, write pros. On the right-hand side at the top, write cons. Then start filling out the sheet. This should take you at least a day, possibly longer, depending on how serious you are about finding a job you love. You need to write down everything that you enjoy in life, not just work, everything. From the time you were a child, anything you can remember that made you happy, that made you joyful, that filled you with enthusiasm, write it down. If you've never been employed in your entire life, you still have things that you enjoy. Write them all down, every single one of them. Once you've done that, go over to the cons side of the sheet and write down the things you do not like, the things that you can't stand. For example, I don't like working indoors. I don't like working with people. I don't like working in hot environments. Whatever it is, put it down. I always enjoyed football. Put it down. Write it down. Do it all. Fill out both sides of that paper as best you can and take your time to do it right because it's important. Once you've completed that step, the next step is to investigate what kinds of jobs and what kinds of industries would maximize your pros and minimize your cons. That's going to take some work because you're going to be looking at things that you've never looked at before, that you never even considered before, because you thought you weren't capable or you couldn't get hired or you didn't have the skill set. It doesn't matter what your background is, what your experience is, or where you're coming from. Take the time to research the industries and the types of jobs that have the maximum number of your pros and the minimum number of your cons. You might be surprised by the results. You might find out that there's something you are interested in doing that you never even thought of before. But it doesn't matter what it is. Write them down, make sure you do it, work at it, get it done right. You know what? The greatest part of work, for example, painting a house, is the preparation. The greatest part of having a great life is the preparation. You can't get into the painting until you've done all the prep work, and it's hard, it's drudgery, it's difficult. But it's required if you want to have a successful paint job. And the same is true of your life. If you want to have a successful life, you got to do the work to get to the point that you do. It's not going to come overnight, but it will come, trust me. Now you have your pros and cons. Now you're having industries. Now it's time to implement my script. I want you to do it verbatim. I'll put it up on the screen and also in the comments so that you can copy it. But you got to do it verbatim. It's important that you do this verbatim, and there's a reason why that's important. It's important because it approaches the job hirers, the people that will offer you jobs, from a position that they are completely unexpecting, a position that they've never heard before, and they won't know what to do with you, and they will offer you jobs. I had an auto repair manager in a dealership offer me a job, sight unseen, over the phone, no resume. And when I told him I didn't have any tools, he said, "I will buy you tools." Do you believe that? It's true. It actually happened to me. That's what can happen to you if you just follow the script. Now, the script is really very simple, but it's important that you do it exactly as I say. Once you've got your pros and cons list, and once you've picked the industries or industry that you're interested in getting into, pick up the phone and call someone. And after you've called them, they answer the phone. You say, "Hi, my name is Paul Schmale. I've been considering a career change, getting into the auto industry. I wonder if you have a few minutes where I could talk to you. I'm not looking for a job, and I would not accept an offer if one was made. I just want to gather information." Now, it's very important that you do this way because you're throwing them off balance. How many thousands and thousands of people go through the help wanted ads and call up and say, I want a job? And the job person says, well, fill out a resume or fill out a job application or go to our website or whatever it is they do. But you know as well as I do, they're going to screen those carefully. And you're probably not going to get the offer because there's someone else who's more qualified, quote unquote. The truth is, no one is more qualified than you are to do the job that you would love to do, because love of a job overcomes everything else. It makes you the stellar employee. That's why you got to do the pros and cons, because you got to find something you're going to love to do in order to be the best at it. Once you've done that, it's Katie bar the door. So you call them up and you say over the telephone, hi, my name is Paul Schmale. I'd like to speak to the parts manager. You get the parts manager on the phone. You say, hi, my name is Paul Schmale. I'm not looking for a job, and if I'm offered one, I would not accept. I'm doing research. I'm considering a career change. I wonder if you have a few minutes to talk. Guess what people enjoy talking about more than anything else? Themselves. Everyone loves to talk about themselves, don't they? Well, the people that you're calling on the phone are just the same as everyone else. They love talking about themselves too. So get them talking about themselves. Ask them questions. How long have you been in the business? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? What do you enjoy most? What do you enjoy the least? What would you say to a guy who's just starting out? What's the best way to get into the business if you decide you want to do it? Get them talking, and I guarantee you they will end up offering you a job. It works every time. I can't even tell you how many job offers I got. I got job offers in auto repair, auto parts, auto sales, auto service, you name it. I ended up going to work for an auto parts company, and I was a manager immediately. I got trained and I took care of my own store, and I had 2 different stores that I took care of. Eventually, I ended up in the computer business as a computer security guy. That's a long story and you don't need to hear it. What you need to hear is, whatever it is you want to do that you want to make money at and you want to enjoy, you can do it if you'll just implement my plan. Very, very simple. 3 steps. Write down your pros and your cons. Research the industries or trades or whatever it is that you want to get involved in that you think will maximize your pros and minimize your cons. And then once you've done that, get on the phone and be prepared to talk on the phone for days. Don't take the first job offer you get. It won't be the best, trust me. Don't take the second one or the third one or the fourth one. Tell them all, I'm sorry, I'm not looking for a job and I can't accept an offer even if you make one. It's incredible the impact this has on people who hire people. They've never been approached this way before. They don't know what to do with you, but they know one thing, you're a go-getter. You're somebody who's willing to go out of their way to try and find out what they want to do with their life, and that's the kind of person every employer wants to have. So just follow the plan, do it the way I designed, and trust me, you will be happy. Now, if you follow this plan and you do what I say and it works for you, I'd love it if you would write in the comments what happened for you, how many job offers you got, what kind of job you ended up doing. I'm not looking for money. I don't need people to subscribe to my channel. I'm not trying to be a YouTube creator or anything like that. I'm just trying to help people. That's all I want to do is help you be happy. Okay? Let's do this together. Let's be successful.